am a tarot and oracle reader. The algorithm has changed and all that. And I've been saying for a while, oh, kitty can't do that. I've been saying for a while that I wanted to hop over to YouTube and do this more consistently. I find that because the algorithm has changed on Facebook, I'm not really able to access the community that I had built over there very well anymore. I did do a reading just now, and yeah, I want to shift over here. I'd love to be doing more regular videos, engaging with the community, and then eventually maybe start up Vimeo for extendeds or Patreon and things like that. But very happy to be here tonight. Wouldn't want to be doing anything else on my Saturday night. Joins. The reading will be for the collective. I can't read for once in a while, but perhaps not tonight. Yeah, so take what you can, leave the rest across this message. If you're looking for your own reading, you can feel free to come. The rest, it's a general message. If you want more information specific to your situation, you just have to do your own reading. I'm hoping to get zodiac readings up as well, but we'll just do this for fun tonight and see what comes through. Feel free to say hi if you like, and we'll see what messages we have tonight for the collective on this wonderful Saturday night. Feel free to say hi. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. My name is Andrea. I am in Canada. And yeah, as I said, I just did a reading over on Facebook that went for like an hour and 20 minutes. It was a really awesome conversation with the community over there. All right, so just so you know, I'm using the Wild Unknown Tarot by Kim Kranz. It's a beautiful deck. And the first card we have out is Justice, and I'm going to see what else comes through so that we can put together a message. I like to take the jumpers, but sometimes they don't come through. Let's see. Ooh. That one. Ooh, there's a couple right there. Interesting. Okay, so I had the Mother of Wands in my last reading as well. We've got Justice, Ace of Swords, Mother of Wands, which is Queen of Wands. So we're talking about we're talking about karmic cycles, justice being served, whether in a positive way or a not so positive way, our manifestations coming to fruition. So depending on what seeds we've planted as a collective, and clarity coming through. So whatever it is that you're experiencing in life right now, whether it's positive or negative, it's things coming to fruition because of what you've done up until this point. Seems pretty obvious, but like that is kind of how karma works. You know, it's action, result, or inaction and results, if that makes sense. So depending on what you've done or didn't do, the energy right now, particularly, I don't think it's a full moon, but we're pretty close right now. The energy has been very intense for the past few days, and it's sort of coming to a head with this Justice card. There's something going on in the collective that is, oops, another card came out, very clearly giving an indication for you, like we are at the point of completing a karmic cycle when something is coming to a close, and just like the snake that eats its own tail, but you're going to know exactly what this means for you. And there's a real sense of like justice will be served. It's like whatever is happening right now, you're either feeling it in a really great celebratory way, the things that have come to fruition, the question of what, oh, woe is me, why is this happening? You know exactly why it's happening, because you're woke. You are awake. You were asleep before, but now you are aware of the fact that you are, you know, a spiritual being having this human experience that they're unfolding. And that clarity is exactly the Ace of Swords, right? You've got your justice with the Ace of Swords. And in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck, you've got the character that is just understanding truth, whether we like it or not. It is happening right now. But it's a brilliant thing, because wouldn't we rather be awake, be able to see clearly, than be asleep forever? You know? Yeah, that seems like a really important message. I don't really know what this means for you, but it does have to do with shifting into a state of creativity. So the Mother of Wands is the Queen of Wands. It's fire energy, creativity, sensuality, sexuality, sacral energy, creative projects. It can also be communication. But the Queen of Wands she's like the witchiest archetype of the deck. And it's funny that I was just talking about the snake that eats its own tail. There's a snake on the card right there, protecting her eggs and holding the wand. And you wonder, is she offering you the wand? Or is she going to bite you if you try to take the wand? Interesting energy. It's an edgy energy that comes through with it. But it's so funny with the Ace of Swords. Tower, and the Tower to me always speaks to this like rude awakening, the shock of the lightning striking the tower, and then it crumbles, the Tower of Babel. So this energy that's coming through is almost like you're finally waking up and realizing at the end of this karmic cycle, with justice being served, you're seeing things clearly, and you're recognizing that you are more of a mystic than you once thought. You are more capable of manifestation than you ever thought possible, but you've learned it the hard way, because the law of attraction is not what many people will have you believe. It's not just, oh, I make my vision board, or I shoot my rockets of desire out into the universe and then the good stuff's just going to manifest. Our unconscious belief systems are a part of our vibration. So you can say you want something, but if you don't believe it, you are actually blocking your manifestation through your unconscious belief, right? So that's why we have to change our unconscious narrative. That's why we must, just as Carl Jung said, make the unconscious conscious. Because until we do that, we will let it run our lives, and we will call it fate. So there's something very powerful right now, and I encourage you to use the energy of the Hierophant fell out in my lap. That's interesting. I'm a Taurus. This is Taurus. The Hierophant is the ruler of fives. Fives are chaos and conflict, but they're also personal revolution and change. There's something very potent about this message coming through, where like you see it clearly, you understand that you have so much more power than you thought, but you also recognize that your power can be used for good or not so good. So what are you going to choose? Which side of the sword are you going to end up on? And ultimately, how are you going to bring into balance both your light aspects and your shadow aspects? Because neither need to be rejected. There's lots of good stuff in your shadow as well. There's the darker things that we reject, but we also reject what we call our golden shadow. The golden shadow is like your self-empowerment, your confidence, your beauty, your magnetism, which many of us end up pushing away, and then thinking that we're actually not confident individuals. Well, we're all naturally confident when we come in and spoke your peers. That authority, it represents tradition. It does have a mystic aspect to it as well. But the Hierophant is kind of like the legal skills, but you could be dealing with a lawsuit. You could be dealing with legal matter. Social services right now, or any problems with that. But the Hierophant to me is a very authoritative energy, and it can be stifling as well. It's interesting that it comes out with the Mother of Swords, because the Mother of Swords is your ability to manifest in your personal alchemy, your personal magic. It's you as the mist. If there's a bit of an inner conflict right now between kind of stepping into your own magic and having confidence in your power of manifestation, maybe not moving forward with a project for fear of not being good at using previous experiences of the past to assume, dictate how things are going to manifest in the future. But like, that is the blockage to your manifestation, not the Queen of Wands. Let's see what else comes out here. I know that this is a little bit complex. Let's see here. Daughter of Pentacles. Okay, so that's Page of Pentacles. There is a new opportunity on the horizon. It may not be clear to you right now or have come through or be presented to you, or it's something that you're considering, but you're feeling timid about it. You don't, right? It's fire energy and it's scroll energy as well. So if you've ever done anything like sex magic or understood, even in the book by Napoleon, to me, in order to manifest, like, that's the embodiment of wands. But the Hierophant is very stifling energy. So I get the sense that there's this like fear around moving the opportunity that is going to bring you lots of joy and success, the rainbow there. But this energy here, this Princess of Pentacles, is, can I do it? Should I do it? I don't know. It's going to require strength. It's going to require resolve. And it's also going to require, it's not strength in a forceful way. It's got the infinity symbol right here, the sun, and then holding this rose gently within its teeth. This is a very gentle lion, strong and steadfast, sturdy, but it's the gentle, unwavering. And this can be embodied by anybody. You don't have to be masculine, or you can be forming, you mean anybody. It's just strength, but it's sturdy and it's not aggressive. And this is what's required for you to be able to step towards whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. We got the Temperance card as well, in order to bring this stuff to fruition, but also it's about having patience. I don't think you have all of the information at this point in time to be able to move forward. Either that, or you don't currently feel that you have the strength or the confidence to move forward with whatever this creative project is for you. Maybe it's a business, maybe it's a school project, writing a book. There's so many different things that this could be. I think you're trying to choose between like a more alternative path and something more traditional, because the Queen of Wands, as I said, she's a witchy alchemist energy. And then we get the Hierophant, which is all about tradition. So I think there's an internal struggle going on right now, but we'll see if we get any two energy coming out. Let's see. Yeah, High Priestess with the Nine of Cups. This is a very clear message that it's like what you actually want is the creative path, is to be the priestess, is to engage with the more mystical and magical aspects of your sphere. It's like an obligation to the conformity, the energy of conformity that is stifling to you, and yet you're caught in it, but you know better than that. I love that how the colors even coordinate here with the Nine of Cups, and then the High Priestess, the purple and blue. There's a knowingness. They even both have the moon, and moon energy is very convoluted. It's not clear. It's not seeing things clearly. Everything is a little bit less clear by the light of the moon. And yet tonight, if you were to look outside, at least where I am, it's not a full moon. It's almost a full moon though. And it's so bright. Everything feels very clear under this moon. Energetically, it feels so potent and so magical. You know what it is that you want. You know that you are the witch, the priestess, the warlock, the manifestor, the alchemist, and you know what's going to bring you the ultimate happiness is moving more towards your mystical side. I love that. I love that so much. Ooh. Let's see what else in here. Sorry, all my cards keep jumping out. Oh my goodness. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Seven of Wands. Interesting. Seven of Wands represents conflict. So there is fear of people's judgment when it involves moving towards this more creative and mystical goal. Maybe you want to start your own tarot business. Maybe it is you want to be a mystic, or you know that you are, but you're afraid to put yourself out there because there's fear of judgment. This card, to me, represents outer conflict, whereas the Five of Wands is like inner conflict, where it's like the itty bitty, can't say that word, the voices inside of you battling with each other, telling you that you can't do this, but you should do this. So I want to do this, but I can't. And you go around in circles. That's what that energy is. It's still defensive. This is defending who and what you are from those who would tear you down, right? You have this eternal flame, this eternal spark that is it's the fire inside. It's the inferno that is your heart. It purifies anything that comes through you. You are the channel, you are the mystic, and yet that's not necessarily socially acceptable in this world, and maybe would make no sense to your peer group or your family. The High Priestess, that involves you, like it moves you towards your happiness and emotional fulfillment, and yet there's the resistance to it, and it's a fear. It's a fear. It's like in the tarot, when you do the Celtic cross, there's one position that represents both hopes and fears, and you think that sounds very contradictory, but in a sense it's not. The thing that we hope for the most is often the thing that we fear the most, and the reason why we're still hoping for it and we haven't attained it is because on the unconscious level we're afraid of it. It's like you want to be empowered and you want to make money and you want to be seen and heard for who you truly are, and at the same time, like, what do we need to hire therapists and coaches or tarot readers to like give us permission in a way, or affirm that we're good enough in our self-confidence? Well, it's because we want it, but we're afraid of it. And it's okay. Like, that's normal. It's okay to be stuck. But Five of Cups. So Five of Cups is like the crying over spilt milk card in an oversimplified way. But essentially, Five of Cups is past traumas, and it's still doing the work of examining where you've come from. It's the not ready, or thinking that we're not ready, excuse me, to let it go in order to move forward. You're still doing the work, you're still processing something, and the things that hold us back are truly just previous traumas that have not yet been integrated. And trauma doesn't mean drama. Trauma just means something that deeply affected you, your psyche, your nervous system, and it's the things that prevent you from moving forward. Your unconscious is your nervous system, and it will prevent you from change, because change to the unconscious equals death, right? Even though cups, I mean, that's really interesting. But the Two of Cups, it's even more potent than the Lover's card. The Two of Cups does indicate love relationship. It can be familial, it can be romantic, it can also mean a contract of some sort, but there's an emotional relationship that is very much tied up in this decision for you. I don't know. I get the sense that this is actually family related, but I could be wrong. You can tell me. My one person who is watching right now, it could be a romantic relationship that you are dwelling on. Yeah, okay. So, yeah. there's the possibility here, this may be for you, this may be a message for somebody else, but the possibility that the reason why you're holding back from doing whatever this creative project is that is linked to your mysticism, to your magic, you're holding yourself back because of a trauma related to romantic relationship, or like a best friendship, or someone that you are like emotionally, like, and it doesn't resonate with me, but there's something traumatic that has happened in the past that has shaken your confidence to like believe whether or not you are the mystic. But you are, and you know that. As I'm saying this to you, you know that you have this within you. And at the same time, like someone has shaken your confidence, and there's no need to engage with that anymore. There's no need to remain trapped in the illusion that you're not good enough, because it's just not true. But you know, these things can get embedded within our nervous system and our psyche for years. We can be hurt by somebody, have a heartbreak. We can have someone say something to us, you know, that sticks with us for years, and they have no idea how much that affects us. But it's time to let it go, and you know that it's time to let it go. Ooh. The Empress. Oh my God, we have the High Priestess and the Empress in the same reading. Amazing. The Empress to me is like the Beyonce of the tarot. She's the queen of the queens. She represents fertility, a time of harvest, but also stepping into one's power. And it's like, you know that as soon as you've processed whatever like BS that has, sorry, my kitty's making noises. Whatever this message is that you got from this significant relationship, it created some sort of an illusion for you. It made you think that you're not capable or good enough of doing maybe what it is that they're doing, or like that you can't help people, or you're not capable of running a business, or you're not really psychic, or you're not really a mystic. But like, it's not true. It's not true. You have Empress energy, and it doesn't matter what your gender is. Like, anyone can embody the Empress energy. The point is recognizing, like, think about the energy of Beyonce when she steps onto the stage and she's being her best self, or like embodying her alter ego, Sasha Fierce, or I think that's what her name was. It's an energy, right? Because it exists within this universe. I hope this is making sense. Whoopsie. Ooh. The Star. Oh my gosh, this reading. Wow. I love this. This is great. The Star. The Star is the resolution to the Tower. You've had something so profound. It's like you're having your spiritual awakening, and I do not think it's been easy. I think that it has been long and drawn out, and like you know things, you've woken up to things in a way that a lot of people can't see. But the difficulty that you're facing right now is the embodiment. So you know things up here, many, many things, but it doesn't translate into wisdom. We've got knowledge, but it doesn't become wisdom. And I'm touching myself here because it's like wisdom is in the heart. It's embodied. Knowledge is in the mind. There's nothing wrong with knowledge, but to truly integrate comes through walking your talk, living as an example, giving others permission by giving. Trust me, it's a challenging thing. It's simple, but it's not easy. Anyways, the Star is the resolution to the Tower. You've already had the crumbling. You've already had lightning strike your tower and it's fallen. And the allegory, it's simply representing a belief system that you had that was like your entire identity was this thing. I'll give you an example. A few years ago, I had a neck injury, and it forced me to leave grad school. I on a huge scholarship, and then I immediately lost it. I was disqualified because I had taken medical leave, and like hello, breakdown. But then I moved to Mexico and I lived on an ashram and I became a yogi and I started meditating and having astral projection experiences. I came into the tarot, or the tarot came into my life, and now it's like I live and breathe the tarot. It's a revolution. You know, a lot of people are afraid of the Tower card. But the thing about the Tower is that it's like, you know, at a certain point when you get the Tower and you've been reading tarot long enough, you start to be like, yeah, bring it on, because you know that on the other side of that rude awakening is something so revolutionary. You're stepping into a different version of yourself in a good way. So it's exciting. And the cool thing about the Tower is that when it crumbles, you get to decide how long you want to sit around in the rubble looking at the pieces, or you can sit there and go, oh, woe is me, I'll never get out of this, but hopefully you don't. You look at the as they've fallen and you go, actually scrap that, I don't need that one anymore, that's not relevant, that's not who I want to be. And you start to select more carefully, because a lot of times the Tower, the belief system we had before, was actually built based off of the input, just upbringing or whatever it is, and then you get to your Saturn returns, or you get to some monumental experience in your life, whether it's chronic or whether it's a significant illness or injury or whatever, your belief system shatters, and then you sit there in the rubble and you realize, oh, actually, like, that doesn't belong to me. That's my father's fear. That's my mother's criticism. I don't actually believe any of that stuff. So I'm not going to rebuild my Tower using those pieces. I'm going to use these pieces because they're relevant to me, and then I'm going to incorporate these new things that I've learned. And then you get to build your own Tower, which is much better suited to you and less wonky and much more like because that's evolution. But yeah. The star is the resolution to that. We're going to pull one more card and then I'm going to hop off. I hope this has been helpful to you. Okay, so we've got 8 of Swords right now. The interpretation of the card, I'm going to go with like the energy of what comes through with this particular deck, and it's this like, it's an in-between phase. So when we look at the chrysalis right here, it's like the butterfly hasn't emerged yet. We are in the goo phase. In fact, we're almost complete. You know that a caterpillar never actually comes out of the chrysalis. The caterpillar becomes the chrysalis, and inside it completely disintegrates into goo. It comes into a completely new form as the butterfly. The butterfly didn't go in and then change and then come out, or the caterpillar doesn't go in and sprout wings and then come out. Like, that's not how it works. It's the complete disintegration. That's what this is. You're finally ready to come out of the chrysalis fully formed into the new you, into the version of yourself that is awakened and can see the of magic and alchemy, and understand that you have a part to play in that through your manifestations. But it takes you being conscious of your thoughts and your actions. This is really beautiful. I said that was going to be the last card, but there's going to be one more. We're going to do one more. Yeah, this is a great message. I love it. And then I got to go to bed, but please feel free to say hi if you're here. I'm loving reading for you. My name is Andrea, or Tiny Hands Tarot. And And I've been doing this for a few years now, but bringing it to YouTube now because it seems like the popular thing to do. Yeah, okay. So the thing that's getting in the way as well, there's internal conflict, right? So we've got Five of Wands. I don't know if I can swear on YouTube. Probably shouldn't, but what rhymes with itty and bitty? Well, it's the itty bitty committee, right? Inside of you. It's the inner bully. It's the inner critic. It's the inner slave driver, the inner like dominatrix or masochist or sadist, or I can't remember the difference, but there's resistance to stepping into who happened. It's already happened. The only thing that's standing in the way is the internal battle that you have going on right now that is preventing you from coming out of the chrysalis. You're fully formed. This is not a chrysalis that has just, like, the caterpillar hasn't just gone into it. You can actually see the wings. I don't know if you've ever been to like the bug zoo or like a zoo that has bugs in it, but you can see the different chrysalises. I don't know how you say that in the plural, but you can see them at different stages. And this is one that is so ripe. This is a butterfly so ready to come out. Internal battle that's going on inside because there's fear. It takes a very brave person with a lot of strength to embody the Empress, even though you know it will bring you your emotional fulfillment. You are the star. The tower has fallen. And you've already rebuilt. You're just a fair. This is so beautiful. I love that's the only thing that's blocking you. The fear of other people's judgment, fears, and critiques, even though it's not necessary at all. It's not necessary at all. Justin, hi. Didn't see my channel before. Am I new on YouTube? I sort of. So I've been reading tarot for a few years now. I literally just did a live on Facebook where someone was like, tell me about your spiritual awakening. And I just rambled on and told the whole story, but it's past midnight here, so I'm not gonna, I'll tell it another day. I've been on YouTube since last year. I've been reading for several years. I ignored it. Then I found a deck on the side of the road. I ignored it. And then finally, when my life fell apart, I had my tower moment and I moved to Mexico and lived on an ashram and became a yogi. Came across a deck when I was living there. Since YouTube, I started last year. I had a bigger community on Facebook, but finding me before, mostly people that I know, aren't really seeing the lives anymore. So I decided to I did an hour and a half reading over there on Facebook because some friends came on, but I want to take it to YouTube. I'd love to do monthly zodiac readings and then or something like that. I study psychology and social work, so much of my readings is based in psychology, and I call it trauma-informed tarot. So I merge mental health with the mystical aspects of Jungian psychology, archetypes, and I also teach embodiment and things like that. Sort of, I do a whole bunch of things, but yeah, so that's a part of it. I don't know if I just answered your question or not. It's very, very much past my bedtime, but yeah, so yeah, I'm hoping to do this so much more. It's lovely to have you here, my two people, or I had three before, but hoping to build this up and have so many more conversations with you all. And if so feel free to reach out. I've been doing private readings for a few years now as well. So if you like, if not, catch me live, or once I get the zodiac readings done, we can do that. I feel called to do an oracle card before I go to bed. This has just energized me so much. Now I just want to stay up all night and read tarot. It's so much more fun than doing my papers for grad school. Who knows? Maybe I can do tarot full time and I don't have to go to grad school. That would be great. Just in case you're curious about the decks that I'm using, so I actually have a deck addiction. I have 39 tarot and oracle decks. I have another one that a friend has, so actually 40. But I'm currently using Justin. Funny story. Thanks for elaboration on your question. Copenhagen. That's awesome. I lived in Denmark for a while. I was going to say a few years ago, but I'm 31. That was when I was 24. So quite a long time ago, but I lived in Denmark and I've been to Copenhagen. It's beautiful. I am using the Wild Unknown Tarot by Kim Krans. That's what I just used. It's a great deck. It's not one that you start with if you're just learning tarot for the first time. Don't start with this one. It's a bit complicated, but anyways, I'm going to use this oracle deck, which is the Wild Unknown Spirit Animal Oracle deck. And also, I'm not going to use it right now, but in case you're curious about this author, she also has done the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. This is an amazing deck. I highly recommend it because I'm obsessed with archetypes, which is what the tarot's up. It's shiny. It's pretty cool. I like it a lot. They just feel good. They feel good in my hands. I'm TinyHandsTarot because I'm 5'2". I'm a short person and I actually do have really small hands. And so I struggle to shuffle decks, especially oracle decks, because they're huge cards most of the time. But these are a little bit smaller, so they feel nice in my hands. So let's see what comes through for the collective. What messages we have before we go to bed. You might not be going to bed. You're in Copenhagen. It's probably the beginning of your day. I hope you're all well and healthy. Taking care of yourselves. Come on now. We want an oracle. Whew. Butterfly. Beautiful. I love these cards. Butterfly. So let's see what it says. It's funny because I'm part of a group right now. It's called a loom, where people join it and they pay like a fee to join the group, and then it goes to what they call the water woman, and then everyone else is representing a different element. And I moved from the fire element, which is when you join, and then moved into the air element, which is calling people into it, and then eventually you become earth, which is supporting others, and then you become the water woman, and then you receive, which is cool because it's just people supporting each other and each other's dreams, and only pulling from the air element, which is represented by that symbol right there. And we got the butterfly. Oh, I can't pronounce that. Islands? Autonomous part on Finland. I found some wonderful texts by Finnish artists. I'd never seen such style before. That's awesome. Cool. Yeah, I'm obsessed with getting new tarot and oracle decks. I love them so much. I'm going to get I'll put up a wish list at some point so that if people get to know me and if you like my readings, you can always grab something off the wish list, and then I can read from whatever deck you want me to read from. And I'll do a deck collection video at some point as well. Okay, butterfly. Undergoing great change and transformation. This doesn't surprise me at all. We were just talking in the reading about the butterfly in the chrysalis. Mind blown. Oh my goodness, I love it. The energy of the butterfly is with us during periods of transition. Since air of the heart, this change usually involves relationships, or if you love your job, perhaps your career. Since transition is accompanied by some amount of discomfort, be extra patient and kind. So we have the Temperance card. I love how the oracles always link to the tarot readings. Be extra patient and kind during this time, especially if the butterfly is you. Let solid friends and activities support you like a cocoon, committing to one daily routine, a meal, practice, or prayer, done at the same place and time, will do wonders for lifting a butterfly's spirit. So there's a call for patience with your transformation and starting to try to come into a sense of having regular routine. And difficult right now with COVID, especially if you're working from home or if you've lost your job and your rhythm totally out of whack. Totally empathize, but this is really time each day, and light a candle. Is having a practice can be really, really grounding and helpful as you're navigating a transit. Cheerful and graceful when out of balance, fragile and frustrated. To bring into balance daily routine. I hope this was helpful. It's from the Spirit Animal Guidebook. I love reading for you. This went minutes, but that's okay. Real name is Hans Henrik Loche. Excellent, a pseudonym. That's a great idea. Hi, Gita. Hello. Yes, so thank you for joining me. As I said, my name is Andrea. I am a psychology and social work student, but also all those sorts of things. I adore doing this. I'm really, really happy to be here with you tonight on this live. I'm now transitioning from my Facebook community onto YouTube. Please like this video, subscribe if you like. That would help support the channel, and I will definitely be back here doing more readings. They'll be shorter, and I'm going to get into the zodiac readings and probably do maybe a Patreon in the future or Vimeo for extended readings and all that. And if you want your own personal reading, I love to do it. I would love to do that for you. So just feel free to reach out. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful day or evening wherever you are in the world. All right, guys. See you soon. Bye. Thank you so much, Justin. Have a great day. Bye, guys.